Okay, I have my notes up.
She's making the funniest faces at that sound. She's looking at me like, are you hearing this? Oh,
Let me try it one more time. Jess and his make a podcast. It's a podcast that Jess and his made. If you're listening to this podcast, yay, it's a podcast that Jess and his made.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm petting a little Kiersey kitten.
Aw.
Just so cute. What's up with you?
I'm scrolling through my notes.
Cool.
And trying to get my tablet to not fall. You know what? I'm just not going to bother with the holder.
Okay.
Here we go.
Look at this little kitten. Look at her doing her little paws. She's doing
so
little air
cute.
biscuits. I love you so much. I miss my kittens while we were gone.
I know.
Because we were gone.
We were gone. We were in Mexico for 4 days and on the beach.
Shout
it was
out
great.
to Jess's parents.
Yeah.
For that trip.
It was great.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. Much needed. And we don't like being back home, but also like our animals are here.
We do.
And that's good.
We have our kittens and Cake and Bowie. And we're just happy to be with them.
Yep. Now, if we could have taken all of them
and just stayed at the beach.
Stayed on the beach, that would be awesome.
Would have been so great.
Yeah. That would be so fun.
So cute. Kiersey has, all of the cats have just been like around
very
us.
Affectionate.
We have the cats that actually miss you when you're gone. And
yeah,
it's wonderful.
It's the weirdest thing ever. I've never had a cat actually
had a cat.
Pretend like they liked me before. Well, no, I had cats like me before, but
yeah, I mean, they always like you,
they're
but
just
like
kind of aloof.
Yeah.
These cats are not. They're like,
you're back. We're so happy.
We missed you. And Cake is always just...
Cake is just wonderful.
Happy. Just a happy dog. Yep. So anyway, Mexico was fun.
Oh, Mexico was so fun.
We meant to do research while we were in Mexico, but that didn't happen.
Because you just go sit on the beach. And
I
you
know.
Just sit there
we just wanted to relax
so
and actually have a vacation.
I got to do some painting and some drawing.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy with that.
I didn't do either of those things.
It's okay.
But I sat on the beach.
You did.
And watched the ocean, and we saw dolphins, and we saw
stingrays.
My dad got stung by a stingray on his foot, and he's fine now.
Yeah. We saw flounders, which I've never seen in the wild.
Oh yeah,
which was
flounders.
Really cool.
I forgot about them. And tiny little shrimp in the tide pools.
Crabs.
Lots
snails.
of hermit crabs. Always lots of hermit crabs. But yeah, fun fact, if you didn't know, if you ever get stung by a stingray, hot water baths help.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, your dad said that was like the only time his foot didn't hurt.
Yeah, he said it was the weirdest thing. He would like he did get the condo place we were staying at, the office there called an ambulance, and they did come and treat him. They kind of numbed it a little bit and bandaged it up and cleaned the wound and everything. But they said, yeah, hot water baths help the pain. And my dad said that he could tell once it reached below a certain temperature because the pain would just come back. But he'd raise the temperature again. He'd refresh the water.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Good to know,
it's crazy.
though.
I remember, though, when I got stung by a jellyfish twice in one trip, 2 different days. The thing that helped the most with that was a hot shower.
Oh.
Just hot water. Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like the ocean, because things bite you and sting you and cause you pain.
But it's so
but
pretty.
I do. I know. I absolutely love going to the beach. I love the ocean. I am terrified of the things that I can't see in it. But I actually did get in the water again this year, so that was good. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Every 3 years we go to the beach and I get a little bit deeper in the water.
Yeah. It was fun. There was one day, we were doing this while my dad was off getting stung by by a stingray, but we were sitting in the shallow water, and a little school of thousands of tiny little fish came and
Just
surrounded
surrounded
us.
us.
And so like we kind of knelt down in the sand and just watched them.
It was
all.
so cool. They would
Yeah.
stay like 4 or 5 inches away from us, but they would just go. There were 4 of us, and they would just swim between us. But like they had that little buffer zone,
Yeah.
and then your dad was like walking towards us, and we're like, "Stop, go away!" And he's like, "I've been stung. We're like, go away!" Oh man, sorry.
Yeah.
But it turned out okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
So,
that was our
yeah.
well, that was only 4 days of the 2 weeks since we last recorded a podcast
Yeah.
or released a podcast. What else
yeah.
has happened? It was all just cleaning the house leading up to the trip and then the trip, and now we're back.
I have blonde hair.
Yeah, there's that too. You bleached the crap out of it.
Bleached the crap out of it, and I was like, I'm gonna dye it before we go to Mexico, and so that Friday I was like, bleach it, and then I didn't ever put any color in it.
Yeah.
So
It looks good.
I kind of
It's
am
cool.
liking it.
Yeah.
I got some more bleach coming because I got roots. My hair grows crazy fast.
Yeah. Mine doesn't.
It's ridiculous. It's like 3 days after I bleached it, I started having roots.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, not much else.
Yeah. I can't really think of any big news that has
No.
happened. So our
So
lives are
should-
pretty boring when we're
Yeah,
not like
when we're not, like,
podcasting.
Doing this or, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's cool.
You know, a boring life is okay. I don't know if I could handle like lots of stress and anxiety or whatever. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
oh, I guess I've just been full of conspiracy theories because I've been listening to the It Gets Weird podcast you told me about, and yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and then last episode you covered a conspiracy theory.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Right? That was last. Yeah, the trees.
That was
the giant trees.
The giant trees.
That feels like it was forever ago.
It does feel forever ago. It
Yeah.
was 3 weeks since
2
we
weeks.
recorded that.
Oh, I guess 3 weeks since
Yeah.
we recorded. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We've done a lot since then. So, shall we get into this one? I don't have anything else to talk
I guess
about.
so. Yeah. I've got the Uno cards ready.
Oh, hey, this is, in case you don't know what podcast you clicked on. This is
Oh my
Jess and
gosh.
His Make a
Welcome to
Podcast.
episode 18 of Jess and His Make a Podcast. I'm Jess,
I'm his.
and we made a
Season
podcast.
2, episode 18.
Season 2, episode 18. Yes, it's actually episode 69.
Womp, womp, womp.
Uh,
Anyway.
insert crude joke here.
And, yeah. All right. Do we draw cards?
Yes,
Okay.
the Uno cards. Higher number goes first.
Is that how it works?
Yes. What'd you get? You have to
What'd you
show
get? You
your
have to
card.
show.
8.
I have 4.
Okay, fine. Although I should make you go first this time because I went first last time, but
I
that's
know,
okay.
but hey, we did have a member in our Discord say they were glad you went first because my episode
The
just kind of broke
conspiracy
their
theory,
brain.
yeah, it just kind of broke
Yeah.
a lot of people's brains. So it's cool that everybody would have forgotten about Orangey the
I
cat
know.
if,
After the fact, like
yeah,
if
or
you
just not would have
been
not.
like, what? I can't even process. There's a cat
Yeah.
now. What did the cat do?
Yeah.
Orangey the cat is who chopped down the trees.
Yes, that's what we decided. Yeah, the trees were bombarded with cat claws, with Orangey's claws.
Okay. So I've been watching you do all your research and all your stuff this afternoon. So
Because we didn't do it
'Cause-
on vacation.
yeah.
All right. So I did not go with a topic that was on the card that I drew.
Oh, did you?
I
have a wild
had
magic
I
search?
had a bit of a wild magic surge because my mom sent me a Facebook post. Thanks, Mom. It was a random Facebook post by a page that claims to post real historical stories,
Mhm.
but you never actually know if the stories they post are legit.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where they're pulling their sources, and it's just like this cool thing happened, and like there's always
Cite
an
your
image
sources,
with it.
people. Cite your sources.
Yeah. And there's always like an image with it, but you can't tell if it's like a generic image or like a possible rendering of this historic event or whatever. And like, you just never know because they never give sources. Anyway, it's one of those kinds of pages.
Okay.
And I will link that post in the show notes. I did some digging, and usually if the stories in those posts are real, you can learn about it pretty quick. Also, if they're fake, you can learn about it pretty quick. But for this particular story, I'm still not 100% sure, even though like, I'm like, we'll say I'm like 98% sure. And the only, like, as far as I can tell, it's legit. The only holdup I had is that the people involved in this story, the supposedly like real life historical people, they don't have Wikipedia pages. And like, I know Wikipedia isn't like the end all be all of like truthful sources, but it's still kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because this thing happened.
Things, just about
and
everything like historical will be in there.
Yeah. So like, I even like Googled their names, and like the sources that I do have might be legit. But
it's really
the
hard to tell.
the articles I found telling this story also seemed like they embellished a little bit. So like, it's kind of hard to tell. I want to say it's true.
So we could just preface this entire segment with allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Yeah, but also I'm inclined to believe that it's true for reasons that I'll talk about later.
Okay. What is it?
So
I'm so curious now.
I'm talking about a woman named Lady Elizabeth Cathcart. And the story doesn't start until Elizabeth was 53 years old, but I'll give you a bit of background on her real quick. She was born Elizabeth Malyn, Malyn, in 1691. She was the daughter of a brewer in London. And one of my sources stated that she had navigated the world with a beauty that captivated admirers and a resolve that secured her fortune.
Okay.
So, humble beginnings. I don't know much about her early life, but I do know she was married several times. Her first marriage was to James Fleet. He was the son of a Lord Mayor and had a grand estate in Hertfordshire, England, called Tewin Water.
Okay.
The marriage ended with his death in 1733. I'm not even sure the date of the marriage. I just know 1733, he dies, leaving her the estate. Her second marriage was to Colonel William Sabine. He was super wealthy, and on his death in 1738, she inherited all of it. So her third marriage was to Lord Charles Cathcart, a military commander. This marriage granted her a title, Lady Cathcart, but the marriage ended swiftly with his death at sea in 1741. So
Is
three
her nickname
marriages.
Black Widow?
No, no. There's like no mention, not even any suspicion thrown on her. But like,
well, that's good.
You'll get to know her a little bit more as we go on. And I don't want to say that she killed her husbands just because of what happens to her next.
Okay.
The first three marriages, number one had been to please her parents. It was sort of arranged. Number two had been for fortune, and number three for rank. Now, at 53 years old, she wanted to marry for love. And then, in the city of Bath, she met Colonel Hugh Maguire. He was a 35-year-old Irish officer whose charm promised love. She was immediately smitten. She was immediately smitten, and on May 18th, 1745, she married him. So, 35-year-old Hugh, 53-year-old Elizabeth. 18 years difference, I think. I don't know. Well, was she a cougar or was he a gold digger?
I would go with he.
Yeah. As a gift to herself and to mark the occasion of her wedding, she had a ring made engraved with the defiant jest, "If I survive, I will have 5." So she's already like, ha, I'm going to be married a fifth time.
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of funny. So the happy couple lived in Tuan for a while, where Lady Elizabeth gave her new husband half of the income from the wealth and properties she had inherited from her previous husbands.
Okay.
The honeymoon glow faded when it became obvious that Hugh was more interested in Elizabeth's wealth than in her. So definite gold digger situation here.
Stupid man.
He blew through the money that she had already given him. Then he held her at gunpoint and demanded more.
What a jerk.
Yeah. So
my poor lady.
he demanded her jewels and the deeds to all of her properties, and she refused.
Okay, well, good for her.
Yeah. Apparently this happened several times, and she hid her valuables. She wove her diamonds into her wig, and she quilted her gems into her petticoats. And
so you're saying hand sewing is a good
it's
skill
a good
to learn.
skill. Yeah. She concealed the deeds to her properties behind a secret panel in her favorite room at Tewin Water. Tewin Water.
Okay.
Tewin. Yeah. So he was pissed when she did that.
Well,
when she refused to give
How
up her
dare she
stuff.
refuse?
I know. So he spirited her away to Ireland and held her captive in the attic of his former home.
What a jerk face.
Yeah. So Tempo House is where he took her, or possibly Cara, another property he inherited from his mother near the Fermanagh Monaghan border. My sources were unclear about where exactly she was held, either Tempo House or Cara.
Okay.
But I do know she was kept there for 7 years.
What?
And was then moved to Castle Nugent, Nugent, in County Longford, which I assume is another of his family properties, or maybe it's one that he purchased with her wealth. I don't know.
What the heck?
Yeah.
This guy's a first-class turd.
Yeah, for sure. So the attic she was being held in was sparsely furnished. It had a single window. He gave her a prayer book and just an old newspaper for entertainment. She was denied pen and paper, so she pricked her thoughts into the wallpaper with a pin. She would memorize conversations to preserve her sanity and just pick them into the wallpaper.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that kept her sane. That's what she did. While she was being held there, Colonel Hugh entertained the neighboring gentry. He held lavish parties and balls. Far from seeking to hide Elizabeth's presence upstairs, he would ask the assembled company to drink her ladyship's health. And a servant, dispatched to deliver his compliments, would return, conveying her ladyship's thanks.
Ugh.
So, he did all this convincing everybody that she just wasn't feeling well, and that's why she's unable to attend the party or whatever.
What a jerk
So
face.
yeah, and she would always she probably knew that whatever servant is relaying these messages couldn't say, "Oh, she's being held captive."
Yeah.
Yeah, because
and the servant probably never actually, he probably just went up, go away for a couple minutes and come back.
Yeah,
And never even go up
yeah,
there.
that's possible. I think if I were a servant in that household, it would be a rough time because, on the one hand, you want to help her, but on the other hand,
yeah,
what the class difference and at this time,
it
during this
wasn't
time
great.
period,
You didn't have many options.
Yeah,
You
couldn't defy
a lord or
a Lord
whatever
Colonel.
he is.
Colonel is his title, I think.
Yeah.
But she had the title.
# eat the
He
rich.
was- yeah. Okay. So he would also bring her meals, and when he did, he would come in with a pistol, each time demanding the location of her valuable jewels and the deeds to her properties. The world outside kind of moved on without her. In England, Tillwater was let by Hugh's agent, his attorney, and her absence was dismissed as a retreat abroad.
What a jerk face.
Yeah. At some point in her imprisonment, she bundled up all the jewels. She picked them out of her wig and her petticoats, and she tossed them out of the attic window to a poor woman named Mrs. Johnson, who was passing by, asking her to safeguard them.
Whoa.
Yeah, so she ditched her valuables.
Hi, can you hide these from my jerk-face husband and pretend you never saw me?
Yeah. And
random person on the street.
Again, if I were that woman, I don't know how long I would have held on to them.
Yeah.
Like it did say, like it specified she was a poor local woman. So like, I don't know if she could have even raised awareness.
Yeah. She may have known of the family.
Yeah.
But not, what is she going to do?
Yeah. Because like, even if she had said something to somebody in a position of authority,
they would have been, oh, you stole them.
Yeah.
And then now you're going to go to jail. Or worse. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're a witch.
You're a witch. Not a witch.
So the years stretched into decades.
Oh my gosh.
Elizabeth, who was once vibrant, grew frail. Her red wig was a stark contrast to her worn, pale frame. Hugh's tactics grew desperate. He bribed highwaymen to rob messengers who were sent to contact Elizabeth and staged cruel hoaxes to try to scare her or just rattle her enough to give up the information that he wanted. She was held captive for nearly 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
The sources say 21 years, but so in 1760, it was from... the sources say 21 years.
20-ish
but
years.
If I do the math on the dates, that was the year she got married to him. So I don't know if all of this happened in the first year of their marriage or if it took a while.
Right.
I don't know. It's possible that he just like flipped the switch and was like, oh, you're rich. Give me all your money. And so possibly 21 years. I'm not sure. So in 1766, when Elizabeth was 75 years old, she finally relented. She revealed the deed's hiding place behind a wall in the wall panel at Two and Water. So Hugh rushed off to Hertfordshire. He found the secret panel, only to be blocked by a rusty lock. And he pulled out a knife and accidentally cut himself when he tried to pick the lock. And in an amazing case of karma, he developed blood poisoning from that.
Good for him.
Colonel Hugh McGuire died a few weeks later from lockjaw.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Stupid jerky face.
I know. So the news of Hugh's death reached Elizabeth, but she hesitated, thinking that it was just another hoax.
One of his hoax, yeah.
Yeah. Her attorney was dispatched to Ireland from England to find her. And he said that when she finally came down from the attic, she barely had enough clothes to cover her body. They were all ratted and just 20 years, they were disintegrated.
The guy could not even bother to give her clothes.
Yeah.
What?
Like she still had her.
I hope it was a painful death.
I know. I mean, lockjaw can't
painful?
Be a great way to go. Quick Google to find just how horrific lockjaw is.
The jaw is cramping up and experience muscle spasms that are involuntary and uncontrollable. Patients may even experience fever and breakout and cold sweats from the pain. Good.
Oh.
I feel sorry for anyone who has lockjaw and is not an evil, wicked person, but this guy deserved it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So she still had the red wig, and her attorney said she looked scared. Her understanding seemed stupefied. She said she scarcely knew one human creature from another.
Oh my gosh.
So
I mean, she hadn't seen anyone but him.
Yeah. And the lady she tossed the jewels out of a window. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This was 100, 200, I don't know how many years ago. And I would go find this man and punch him in the face if I could.
Yeah.
Time travelers. I need a time machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, you know what? Theory here. while he was picking the lock, a time traveler appeared behind him and went, ah, and that like scared him and he jumped and that's what slipped and cut his hand. So
that
yeah,
works. Yeah.
time travelers, you did good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I still want to kind of punch him a little
It's
bit.
still the little, there could have been a little fine tuning and done that like a year after or, sooner in the
sooner in the imprisonment. That would have been great.
Time travel's tricky.
Yeah. So with the help of her attorney, Elizabeth went home to Two and Water to recover from all of the trauma and just all the things. So over the course of a few years, legal battles happened as she reclaimed her estate from Hugh's agent, who had sold all of her possessions and had been renting out her home. She found and generously rewarded the woman who kept her jewels for 20 years.
You know what? Girls stick together.
I know. Yeah.
Women of the world lift each other up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's crazy that she kept them. I know. I don't know if I would have.
Especially like being poor and like knowing that there were riches right there. But also,
yeah, that raises the question of like, could she have discreetly sold them for money?
Yeah. Without raising
suspicion on herself.
Yeah. She may not have had the option to even dispose of them in any way.
Yeah.
I am going to think that she knew this woman would be safe.
Get out someday.
Like she was going to hold true and be a good human.
Yeah.
And just be like, she told me to keep them and I'm going to keep them safe.
Yeah. That's what I like to believe too.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. By age 80, Elizabeth was again enjoying dancing and carriage rides.
You go, girl.
At age 90, it was said that Elizabeth danced with all the sprightliness and gaiety of a young woman.
Aw.
So the ring that she had gifted herself on her wedding day when she married Hugh, the inscription on it, "If I survive, I will have 5," it remained unfulfilled. She never took a 5th husband.
Good for her.
Choosing instead to live for herself.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I love that.
She died on August 3rd, 1789. She was 98 years old.
Whoa.
And her obituary, along with the story of everything she had gone through, was published in an issue of the Gentleman's Magazine, which apparently is a magazine that exists in the world. I don't know. Okay. She left her fortune to charities and to her servants.
Aw.
Yeah. So her kindness and her good works marked her final years and kind of served as a quiet little rebuke to the greed that she had to endure that almost broke her.
Like you tried, and here I am. I'm out. You're dead. I'm out having a good time.
Yeah.
Going for carriage rides, going to dances, living my life, being the best me.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. So the story, like I said, as far as I can tell, it actually happened. And if it does sound familiar, it's possible that you read something like it in a fictional novel called Castle Rackrent, written by Maria Edgeworth. It was published in 1800. So I don't know if we have any people who enjoy books published in 1800 among our listeners. But yeah, there's
probably very wordy.
It said it was a fairly short novel.
Oh, okay.
So the fictional character in the novel, Sir Kit Rackrent, was inspired by Colonel Hugh Maguire. And in the book, he held his wife, Jessica Rackrent, captive for 7 years until he died. So Maria, the author of this book, never met Lady Cathcart, but it seems like she had some personal knowledge in what happened to Elizabeth, and it played an important part in her book.
Yeah.
Maria's father, Richard Lovell Edgeworth, said he knew all about Hugh and had spoken to some of the people involved in the case.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like this is real.
Okay.
If this author is saying, oh yeah, my dad knew of this Hugh guy and had, met some people that were involved in all of that.
Okay, so I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah. And
I mean, it tracks that this guy would do that. I mean, it just tracks that a guy would be like, give me all your money or I'm going to lock you in a room for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Stupid.
So stupid. Yeah.
Last thing, I have a neat little thing about this book, Castle Rackrent. It's sometimes regarded as the first historical novel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the book actually follows 4 generations of Rackrents through, it's told from the perspective of a footman who worked for the family.
Okay.
And so this Kit Rackrent character was only one of the generations. And it was a satirical novel, sort of highlighting the mismanagement by the rich of their estates, because eventually they all lose their money.
Yeah.
And it was also considered, it was the first regional novel in English, the first Anglo-Irish novel, the first big house novel, which I'm not sure what that is, but
maybe
big and house are capitalized.
Maybe like a big publishing house. Like
oh yeah, maybe. I'm
thing,
not
like...
sure. I should have looked that up.
That's okay.
It was also the first saga novel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
so like told over generations, I
it.
think. Yeah.
I've always heard that about like the generational, like the first generation makes the wealth, the second generation has to manage it, and the third generation loses it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is like, yeah. If you look around, like if you look through it, that's how it does. Just kinda,
yeah.
It's interesting. I kind of want to read that now. I bet
know.
It's
I'm
very
curious.
like written very wordily.
I'm sure it would be hard to get through.
Yeah.
I might have to like listen to it instead of read it, but also like sometimes even listening to that is hard. I tend to tune it out if it doesn't like if the language doesn't grab me.
Yeah.
So another neat little thing, William Butler Yeats pronounced Castle Rackrent one of the most inspired chronicles written in English, and Sir Walter Scott, who met and carried on a correspondence with Maria Edgeworth, the author, credited her novel for inspiring him to write his Waverley series of novels.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I thought that was cool. And
that is cool.
I'm curious to read it because it seems it's satirical, and I love that it's told from the point of view of a servant in the household.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to just I might try to find that book.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Maria Edgeworth Center.
Oh, you know what? I think it's the book popped up on the Gutenberg Project website, which is a site where they transcribe. It's you could read it for free, pretty much.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a database of, oh my gosh, books that are out of they're free. Public domain.
Public domain. Yeah,
books that have moved into public domain. It's a collection
cool.
of that.
Okay.
And a lot of those books are just like classic literature and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I forgot that popped up in my search. I was tempted to read it, but then I was like, oh, you know what? We have to record this podcast.
I can't read this right now.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I am going to also believe that is a true story.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I will
That's
link
very
all
cool.
of my sources in the show notes.
Okay.
And you can decide for yourself. One of the sources I will say, it's from a website called Scams Now.
Oh, okay.
But it's written from the article is written by a guy who writes a lot of he's like a nope, the words are leaving my brain. He is a guy who is
He writes things.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he's a doctor. I want to say he's a therapist of like relationship trauma and abuse.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So that's pretty much what the article is about. It's
yeah.
like, here's this case of this, and here's like she went through all of this, but still managed to,
okay.
keep her I wouldn't say she didn't stay. Like, I'm not going to say she stayed optimistic through the whole ordeal, but like she recovered from it.
She recovered. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a recovery story.
That's really
Scams
cool.
now. And like this website, like, offers help to people who have been scammed either through relationships or so it's not saying that this story is a scam. That's the point that I was going with all of that. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So you said she died in 1790 something?
Hang on, let me find it. 1789.
1789. Okay.
Yeah, she was 98 years old.
Okay. That's where I got the 90s. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my topic actually kind of sort of begins in 1798.
Oh.
I think, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
1898. I'm sorry. I wrote the wrong number. I was like 1798 and 1901. No one.
Wow.
Okay. I saw. Well, darn. I thought we were going to have a little bit of synchronicity because I also have synchronicity in my topic. So 100 years later, my topic begins. Never mind. Edit that part out. Just cut that.
I'm not
terrible.
Going to do that.
I know.
I'm not going to cut out my little brain fart that I had.
That's okay.
So,
no.
Yeah.
It's cool.
He's
I
a
like
guy that writes
he
about
does things for people.
Yeah.
Not scams. He's actual like
he's
a cool
anti-scam.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
So I'm going to talk about a thing that kind of spans some centuries and is not centuries. Yeah,
it's
maybe
a saga, if you will.
It was a influential moment in history that carried on
that spanned centuries.
Yeah,
and it's a big moment.
Okay, look.
Sorry.
Listen here.
I mean, my topic didn't take up much time. I'm just trying to riff for a little bit.
Okay, good. Do that. So this, I think I actually put this on the list like when we first started making the list because it's one of the things that I am passionate about.
An old school topic.
And the crazy thing is, okay, so I got this topic 3 weeks ago when we recorded. And today when I was catching up on 4 weeks of, and that's why we drink, Em started talking about this and I was like, stop it. That's my topic. But they were talking about like, this was tangential to their topics. Tangential? Yeah, tangential. Thank you.
Yeah.
Words are hard. Tangential. I'll just start stop. I'll just start like repeating that word over and over. Okay.
It is a weird word.
I'm going to talk about the Egyptomania.
Ooh.
The Egyptian craze in Victorian Europe.
Sweet.
Yes.
That's fun.
I love and hate this.
You know what? If I had gone with one of my original topics, we might have had some synchronicity there.
No way. That's awesome. I love this. I love this because I have always just since childhood loved all things Egyptian. Like I'm talking like pharaohs and pyramids, ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I love learning about it. I love reading about it. And I love the architecture and I love seeing that architecture from like the early 1900s, 1920s.
Uh-huh.
That
massively
Art Deco,
influenced by Egypt, like ancient Egyptian.
Massively, in a big way.
That's when they were uncovering the tombs and everything. The 20s were.
So it started, and this is the synchronicity that Em was talking about. They were talking about the Egyptian theater in Boise, Idaho, which is one of the last single screen theaters left in the country.
Oh,
and
I can name a couple here in Arizona.
Yeah, there's not many left, but it was built like in 1910, I think, or 1910 to 1920 in that time frame.
Okay.
And of course, they focused on the haunting, but they talked about how the craze of Egypt kind of influenced this architecture, and they had all this design, this aesthetic and everything.
Yeah.
And Christine, I was like, what? So Christine last year went to Egypt.
The other host of
And That's Why We Drink.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. This is my synchronicity. And then I'm going to dive into my stuff. But Christine met the man who was a boy that worked for Howard Carter.
Whoa.
And he is actually the boy who found the entrance to Tut's tomb and told Howard Carter about it.
Holy crap.
And of course was then erased from history because the great white man has to take all. He found it. Howard Carter found the tomb, but actually it was this man, and Christine got to talk to him.
That's really cool
about that and stuff, which I was just like, what? That is so crazy. I mean, I was sitting there today listening to this, and I'm going, I have got to talk about this in the podcast today. Just the synchronicity of me doing all this research, and I'm going to mention Howard Carter later and everything, and then Em's like, so I learned this, and I was like,
that's awesome,
dude. I was sitting there like, wait, you're wrong on that, but right on this. So let me tell you what I learned now.
I kind of think they're better researchers.
They probably
than we
are. They
so.
have a team.
Yeah.
You know, they get a lot more in. But there were a couple things that I was like, oh, that's not what I read. But it's fine. In 1898 and 1901, Napoleon had two major campaigns in Egypt, and this is what really kicked it off. The Egyptomania in Europe, because
I didn't know Napoleon had anything to do with that.
I don't know enough about Napoleon.
I'm not sure where all he tried to conquer
the
whatever.
world.
Yeah.
I mean, the world.
Yeah.
So he was down in Egypt, had these two major campaigns, and he's coming back with treasures and things that they have taken from Egypt to put in museums be like, look what we've discovered.
Museums in rich people's houses.
Yes, and rich people's houses is the key. And they also, so this is starting, these items are starting to come in, and people are like, wow, look at this. This is wild. And this is, very interesting and cool. And then they discovered the Rosetta Stone, which is a stone that helped to decipher the old Egyptian writings and hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
So now we're getting all this information about what is written on these scrolls and the monuments and the temples and the buildings and the tombs and all this stuff.
That was cute. She squeaked. Did you hear that?
She's so cute. I love when she squeaks. One of the this guy actually is kind of the first person to be designated as an Egyptologist, and actually kind of kicked off the Egyptology as a discipline, as a field of study.
Oh, sweet.
Like kind of, his name is Giovanni Battista Belzoni, and he used to be an Italian circus strongman.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
He became a Egyptologist and an explorer who was employed by the British consul in Egypt. So he would go to Egypt, and he would, just look for these tombs, look for these temples and all this stuff, and then come back to England with these tales. And he was from the circus, so he was a showman.
Yeah.
So the first bit of information I found on him, I was like, wow, this guy is like, okay, he's like really getting into like learning the culture and learning the different things and the historical facts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found another thing where he's just like, ta-da, the showman of it all. And like, I'll get into that in a little bit.
He could be both.
Yeah, he was both. So I was like, oh, I really like this guy. And then I was like, maybe I don't like him so much now. So it's kind of, but the whole Egyptomania craze, I love it because we got to learn about things we didn't know about, but then I also hate it because of the incredible exploitation and just stripping a country of its culture.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, stop. So the Rosetta Stone, which I mentioned, was founded in 1822 by a French linguist named Jean-François Champollion. And this kind of turned the tides and made, the Egyptology a study course. Oh my gosh.
He just went up there and just collapsed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Our cat is like, he went on top of our bookshelf and he's laying up there with his head hanging upside down. He's just
over
adorable.
the edge of
the bookshelf. Sorry, very distracting, but I love him. So this all kind of started happening. In 1821, Belzoni exhibited a replica of Seti the First tomb in Piccadilly, London, in the Egyptian Hall, which was set up. And this, like, people were like, "Oh my gosh, Egypt is the coolest thing." And it kind of
get it.
I know. Like, I'm just like, so this Egypt mania just seized hold of the British population. Everybody wanted to know about it. So art travelers, archaeologists, everybody was going to Egypt to learn, to visit, to see these places in person and bring their stories back. And there was a travel company, the Thomas Cook and Son, and they basically transformed Egypt into the ultimate tourist destination.
Okay.
And if you've ever watched any of those kind of period movies, or even like the Hercule Poirot, any of those that happen like in the 1900s, 1920s, they all have their cook's guide.
Oh, that's funny.
And I love that. So they all have this guide of like, here's what you need to see, here's what you're looking at, here's where to go. So now tourists could go. And everybody's like, "Oh, we're going to Egypt. We're going to Egypt." So you go and you travel. And this is great and wonderful. But people being people, they
didn't really have like conservation,
there
preservation.
was no conservation,
laws
preservation. Like people were climbing all over the pyramids, taking chunks of the pyramids, taking I like this piece of hieroglyphs. So they would literally just dig a section out of a wall and have it shipped back home.
Yeah.
They would take, if there was an open tomb, we'll just take this and take that and take that. And mummies.
Oh, yeah,
Mummy mania.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to talk a little bit about mummy mania. And it's... people, like, they would be like, "Well, we want to go specifically to a place where we can find mummies because we want either a mummy or part of a mummy or something from a mummy because we want to say that we have this." And I'm just sitting here going, you do understand this was
it's a person.
It's not a decorative piece, but people were taking bits and pieces and bodies and shipping them home to England and putting them up in their houses or in their places of business or whatever. And just like, "Look,
it's a mummy.
It's my mummy," or "That's my mummy's foot that I took off of a mummy because I couldn't afford to ship the whole thing back. So I just took the foot, or I just took the hand, or whatever." It was great. So I want to do a little bit. It became illegal and highly unethical, obviously, but it was lucrative. It was promoted by tourists, and Egypt, the Egyptian people themselves of the time were poor, and this English colonialization was happening, and
they were coming in offering money for things.
So if you have no food, and you know that if you go out to that ruined temple or that ruined pyramid or that ruined burial site and bring this in, you could feed your family, you're going to do it. And like, just as a point of note, like, Egyptian tombs have been raided and robbed from the first time they started making Egyptian tombs back in the way back. So it's not a new thing, but this kind of kicked it into high gear.
Yeah.
So things were being constantly just like they would break into a tomb and just open the sarcophagus and just steal stuff, leaving it just open, broken, whatever. So it just kind of made a bad situation worse in a way. Even though we did learn a lot through some of this, but there's no telling how many hundreds, possibly thousands of mummies were disinterred from their resting place and just carted off and unwrapped
and sold.
ground up and eaten and turned to paint. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So there was a writer, Amelia Edwards. She wrote a book called 1,000 Miles Up the Nile in 1877. And she says, this one quote is, acquiring, however, a taste for scarabs and funerary statuettes, they soon begin to buy with eagerness the spoils of the dead. Finally, they forget all their former scruples and ask no better fortune than to discover and confiscate a tomb for themselves. So she's just like, these tourists.
In 1870?
1877.
Okay.
So these tourists, she's just like, they're just going and they can't even like be happy with just stealing the treasures. Now they want to have the whole tomb. They want to have the whole body and everything. And I'm like, she also had mummies herself. But so like, okay, come on. But I think she kind of considers herself more like a study, like a student of Egyptology or whatever. So the influence of this, like we talked about a little bit, the Egyptian theater is people began to decorate their homes in Egyptian styles. They would have gardens built and have these statues or replicas of the statues put in, and they would have obelisks built in their gardens, even small pyramids.
Yeah.
Clothing styles started to change in some areas, and paintings were made featuring, Egypt as the base and all this stuff. And there was, let me see if I could find in my notes. Nope. I want to talk about the one painting. There was a series of paintings. John Martin, who was an artist he lived from 1789 to 1854. He did these works that portrayed biblical history in this apocalyptic light. And one of his most famous ones is the seventh plague of Egypt. And he used all this artwork that was coming back from Egypt to kind of draw this city with Moses there doing the whole plague scene and everything. And it's one of the most well-known type works of the time. So they use this Egyptian area to kind of supplement biblical stories and kind of get that religious aspect of it. So it was kind of interesting. But it's his work, The Seventh Plague of Egypt, is one of the most well known of his, and it is in the Sublime. Oh my gosh, class of paintings. So kind of like that theme. I didn't do well in art history, so I don't know like all the terminologies and stuff, but
and the style?
Yeah, style. Thank you. So there's all the different influences in artwork, on stories, on writings, and of course in architecture and design, which I think is just absolutely fascinating. I love that kind of Art Deco style that developed from this Egypt mania.
Same.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dive into all of that. I want to talk about mummies and unwrapping parties.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Because they're fascinating.
Before we get too far away from it, I now have Santeria in my head by Sublime.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yep.
So I found a Reddit thread, and I'm just gonna read this question and the response to it, because the other points I'm gonna make are gonna kind of build off of this. So the Redditor asks, I'm an upper-class English gentleman in Victorian England during the height of Egyptomania who has been invited to a mummy unwrapping party. What can I hope to expect? And the answer is, and I don't want to read this because it's very long, but I'm going to kind of summarize. That's the word.
Okay.
So it would vary. It was possible for individuals, travelers to purchase mummies and ship them back to Europe with no questions from customs or anything. Like custom authorities just be like, oh, sure, that's just part of your luggage. Send the sarcophagus on through. So then you would have this rich guy who would be like, I've just come back from Egypt, come into my billiard room, and look, I have a sarcophagus on my billiard table. And we're just going to take a knife, rip down the center, and unwrap these wrappings. Wow. In any old way, just so you can now see this mummified dead body. So, and it could be, depending on who's doing this, they might be like, yes, here we have this layer and that layer, blah, 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 making it up. Or he could be like, the curse of the pharaohs will be upon you.
Yeah.
The second type was more of a public spectacle where you could be invited to an exhibition that had other artifacts from Egypt, and you go through the exhibit, you have dinner, and then a sarcophagus is brought out, and then someone would unwrap it, which gives you you have all these different layers of this linen and the herbs, and then there's different amulets at different layers based on the beliefs of the journey of the dead and all of that. And so it was a little bit more like a big deal because you would have a bunch of people there and you're kind of making the show of going through it and talking about it. And they would often have it on a rotating stand. Yeah. And this is something that Belzoni used to do.
I'm not going to lie. I want to do that.
I want to do that too. I know.
I want to be there for that.
It's like I love this and hate this because yes, please. But also, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah. I mean, now we have the option of donating our bodies to science if we so choose.
Yeah.
But
these are people who thought they were going to, be safe in these tombs forever. Yeah. So.
But we did learn a lot.
I
gotta say, it's one of those ethical debates that
100%.
I understand the good things that have come out of it too.
Yeah. And there has been a movement in recent years to return a lot of things to the countries that they were taken from so they could be displayed in those countries' museums.
That's good.
Which I am all for that.
Yeah.
So, but also I still want to see all the stuff.
Yeah. I like traveling exhibits.
Yes.
Are great.
Yeah.
Bring it here so that I can see it, so that I don't have to travel to Egypt. But then it belongs.
Yeah, let my pay to go see this help further study in the home country.
Yeah.
Or protect whatever it takes. So so the third type of unwrapping party was exclusive and usually involved a learned society. We're going to do this for the greater good. We're going to learn from this. And so they would have a very careful unwrapping and someone would be there kind of writing everything down layer by layer. And it was more of a scientific thing.
Yeah.
And it would just kind of go slow and they would actually have people there who would be drawing each step as it went through so that you would have all these sketches.
Yeah.
Oops, my alarm went off.
It's time to give Shen her pill.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, kind of the scientific side of it. I still wish it didn't happen, but I'm also glad that it did because we learned a lot. I'm not glad that it did, but like you said, it's the whole ethical thing.
Yeah.
But typically after this, the body, the wrappings, and all of the stuff would then be donated to a museum so that it could be, displayed and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the Reddit post. There so many weird things. So more on the mummy wrapping and unwrapping parties and the weird obsession with mummies and doing things with mummy bodies. So grave robbers would just go and find these graves bring the mummies out without care of, hey, where did you find this? I'm not going to tell you,
Yeah.
because they could make money by
Oh, yeah.
these, Europeans that were coming here. They could just make money. So they were incredibly poor. Like, you just have to do what you have to do. So, like, for years, mummified Egyptians have been regarded as a mystical medical resource.
Uh-huh.
So the mummies would be disinterred. Thank you. It sounds weird when I say it. Sold to the West, the Europeans, ground into powder and consumed as a remedy for a variety of ailments.
Oh, dear.
Often just in a tablet called mummy.
Oh, wow.
Or mumia, mumia. The demand for this real powdered mummy was so great that the market was soon flooded with counterfeit flesh.
Oh, great.
And it would literally
You could
be
put
just
anything in a pill.
Yeah.
Just
but this
ashes.
would be like Egyptians who died on the street in extreme poverty.
Mm-hmm.
They would just be like, oh, quick, wrap them in linen and call them a mummy. Yep, that works.
Yeah.
There also was an artist pigment named mummy brown or Egyptian brown. And people used it. And then I love this part. Artist Edward Burne-Jones learned what the actual product was to make this Egyptian brown paint. And he actually took his tube of paint and went in his garden and buried it with ceremony.
Oh.
And I just think that's wonderful
I
of
like
him.
that. Yeah.
I'm going to show you this picture of the tubes of paint and the color.
Oh, wow.
It's actually a really pretty brown.
It's a nice color.
But yeah, I was just like, wow, we are seriously messed up.
Yeah.
So there is a story that Mark Twain wrote called The Innocents Abroad. And he says that he witnessed mummies burned as fuel for Egypt's growing railway system. And I don't know if this is true or not, because Mark Twain wrote stories.
Yeah,
He embellished.
Mm-hmm.
So possibly not. But the quote says 3,000 years old, purchased by the ton or by the graveyard for that purpose. And sometimes one hears the profane engineer call out pettishly, "Damn these plebeians, they don't burn worth a cent. Pass out a king."
Oh my gosh.
So, and I'm like, okay, I feel like that's a joke,
Yeah.
and like I said, it is Mark Twain and it is kind of in one of his stories. So it's probably embellished, but there are in the United States, the mummy rags or the bandages that were used in binding the bodies were actually imported for the paper trade during the Civil War.
Wow.
So they would combine the linen bandages, imported mummy rags. The paper makers could produce a rough brown paper that were sold to shopkeepers, grocers, and butchers who used them for wrapping paper, for wrapping meat and stuff.
Wow.
And I'm just like, at least it was just the wrappings, but also gross.
Yeah. Why?
One of the really good things to note about this is they've done studies and they said is there a danger that could have been in unwrapping? Could you catch some disease from Egypt from several thousand years ago? And no. But the problem being
no bacteria
not in an
survive.
actual mummy, but a lot of mummies were being freshly made.
Uh-huh.
So they would find someone who died in the streets in poverty, wrap them in linen, coat them in the different things, and then set them out in the sun to dry out. And in that case, yes, you could get diseases and stuff, which is just oh my gosh, what even is this?
So, okay, so we always hear that the whole curse of the mummy sort of mythos was born from people opening sarcophagi and getting these diseases, inhaling spores or just dust, old dust, whatever. So is that still true, or did that happen because of these fresh mummies?
So I have a few notes on curses. Not a ton of that because I didn't dive deep, because I feel like that could be a whole other podcast.
I think so too.
Because like everybody who was involved in the opening of King Tut's tomb, like I think
Died.
8 of the 12 or 9 of the 12 people died like within 10 years.
Yeah.
And
Like
one of them
unnatural
died
deaths,
really
too.
quickly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of stuff that happened. And so like, obviously you could say that the tourists and travelers actually cursed Egypt.
Uh-huh.
And this actually, like Belzoni or these people coming back would be like, oh yes, the curse of the pharaohs. And that kind of brought it up and began this it kind of hooked into the Victorian imagination at the time.
An urban legend.
Legend. Yeah. So I have a couple notes. In the British Museum, there is a mummy board, and it's not grand or intriguing, but the mummy is absent. So the mummy board is like what the mummy would sit on in the sarcophagus, just kind of to hold it in place.
Uh-huh.
Although the mummy is absent, the board is nicknamed the Unlucky Mummy, and it holds a supposed dark past. Some believe it caused the deaths of a handful of men. It was responsible for the sinking of the Titanic, and is rumored to have started a world war with its presence. Wallace Budge, who is a famous Egyptologist from the early 1900s, published a disclaimer stating that the curse was untrue. However, in 1909, it was covered in Pearson's magazine, so people were like, oh, well, he said it's untrue, but it's true. You know, you're going to cover it up and say it's not true. But, and then there was another rumor of a curse. Wow, I can't talk. Another rumor of a curse that was about a mummified hand. So according to legend, in 1925, Sir Bruce Ingram acquired a mummified hand. Some reports, they say he even got it from Howard Carter. But it had a bracelet attached to its wrist. Ingram apparently used the hand as a paperweight. Just like this. But the bracelet came with the warning that said, "Cursed be he who moves my body. To him shall come fire, water, and pestilence." Allegedly, Ingram's house burned down in a fire, so he rebuilt it, only for it to be destroyed by flood. Ingram evidently got rid of the hand before the pestilence would come for him. So there's no real evidence to support this, but everybody still talked about it. So maybe. Okay, this is the curse of King Tut.
Okay.
So after opening the tomb, Lord Carnarvon became ill and died with no apparent explanation. His dog Susie, back home in Britain, howled at the exact second when Carnarvon died and then dropped dead herself. Poor Susie.
Aw.
And Carter's own canary is said to have been eaten by a cobra at the opening of the tomb, and an unexplained power outage in Cairo also took place. A further 8 people connected to the tomb would die within 12 years of its discovery. However, there's little evidence of to support all of that. It's also been suggested that Lord Carnarvon actually died from an infected mosquito bite, which was a very common, you're traveling on the Nile. Other explanations for this other deaths could have been natural causes, mold spores, underlying health conditions. But no one knows for sure how these people, what initially led to it. But the fact that they were all connected to King Tut's tomb, and they all died relatively soon after opening it, within 12 years, it just further led to this curse. Yeah,
it fed into
that. Yeah. And of course, when you talk about the urban legends, they just grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
But I I love stuff like that. I
know, me too.
Like, I love those old movies that take place at the turn of the century where people are just traveling to Egypt and going into different things.
Yeah.
I've got if you like to read and you like a little bit of mystery stuff, the Amelia Peabody series, because the writer, Elizabeth Peters, like actually traveled to Egypt and was an archaeologist. So
That's
she
cool.
has all these stories. And like the Amelia Peabody and her husband are always like on the edge. Her husband has a bit of a temper, so he's always like just missing out on getting assigned the good digs.
Oh, okay.
So he just missed out on getting to be the one who found King Tut's tomb and all this stuff. So it kind of takes place alongside of actual history, and they
cool.
talk about all these actual, like Lord Carnarvon and Wallace Budge and Howard Carter and all that are in this book. So if you like that sort of thing, they're really good reads. I did want to mention I could just talk about Egypt all day, but Amelia Edwards, who I mentioned earlier, who was like kind of, even though she had mummies and artifacts of her own, she was like the tourists are ruining Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
She actually founded the Egypt Exploration Fund in 1882, and she created this to ensure the preservation of Egyptian monuments. Because like I said, people were just taking chunks of them, like carving their names in on top of hieroglyphs and, just being horrible humans as we'd like to be.
That's dumb.
It also, the Egypt Exploration Fund also funded excavations to explore ancient Egypt and contribute towards defining Egyptology as a scholarly discipline. But so much destruction had already occurred. So they were shifting to kind of make it a more ethical investigation. They still retained outdated attitudes, like colonialism and imperialistic values. So like, of course we can do this because we are white Europeans and you are savage, barbaric, tribal people or whatever.
Sure.
But this fund is still active today and is called the Egyptian Exploration Society, and it works to conserve ancient sites, fund research and excavation, educate people about Egypt and the Middle East, and correct outdated attitudes. Also, providing funds for additional projects, different organizations, and museums to continue to work to correct the wrongs of Victorian tourists and pave the way for a moral study of Egypt and for a more ethical, modern Egyptomania.
Well, that's cool.
I didn't know that was a thing. And now I'm going to go I'm like, okay, I need to go learn some more about this. So this craze kind of took off because Napoleon went to Egypt for, colonization or whatever, and started bringing stuff home, and people just latched on to it.
Yeah.
And, we see it, it's still there today. We have like massive museum exhibits. Like I've seen part of the King Tut's exhibit when I was younger. It was kind of there was a smaller traveling exhibit.
Oh man.
So I got to see some of that, which I thought was like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I could we've been to the Field Museum. You and I have been twice. I've been one other time with another friend, and I'm like, it's good. I don't need to see anything else. I'm just going to go sit in the Egypt section and just going to stay there, because they have parts of mastaba there, and you could see like the way it was built and the tomb and the sarcophagus there. I could just stay there all day.
And for people who don't know, a mastaba is what?
So the mastabas were a smaller stone and limestone or sandstone built tomb. They actually were built before the pyramids, so they're very old.
Yeah.
And they tend to not be in existence very much because erosion and wind and being buried. They weren't as durable as the pyramids, the stone. So, yeah, I could go on, but I won't. My dream vacation would be to just spend a month exploring up and down the Nile. I want to get on a boat and go up and down the Nile and just see all these beautiful places, respectfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I don't want to talk for 3 more hours about
That's
Egypt.
fascinating. I mean, you could talk a little bit more. It's fine. But yeah, that's fascinating. And I mean, I have less of a love-hate relationship with stuff in museums as you do. I think it's really cool.
Oh no, I love it. I just the ethics behind how most of it was gathered.
Yeah, there's that. But also, like, if you think about it, we've got a lot of little tchotchkes and stuff that, like, if you walk around our house, you can paint a pretty good picture of who we are as people.
Oh yeah.
If thousands of years down the road after our deaths, people were to uncover the things that we leave behind, I don't care what they do with them.
Oh, same.
So but
yeah.
it would be pretty cool if they were, you know, not that we are significant in any way.
Do you remember that weird thing called a podcast?
I know, gosh.
These people had one.
Well, check it out. This was once owned by Jess and or Hids. I don't know.
We're unsure.
Yeah, but this indicates that they did, you know, they had warm bevies every morning.
Yeah,
I don't know. They collected a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff on our shelves.
But like, yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool thing. So like part of me is like, if ancient Egyptians like were to see all that and know that, yes, it was desecration and bad and done for profit.
Yeah.
But because of that, we learned a lot about their culture and their way of life that had been dead pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of wonder what some of them would have to say about it.
I agree with that. I do. Like, the biggest thing that bothers me is the desecration of the bodies.
Yeah.
Like that, like, please stop doing this.
Yeah, the whole like grinding
them
up
and
them.
turning them into paint or dusting, you know, eating them as a tablet. Like, stop, just stop.
Yeah.
But I do kind of think like the Egyptians wanted to live forever and they thought they would have this life after death. Like that was what all this was about. And in a way they did.
They succeeded.
I mean, they succeeded because we have this. So, and that's like I said, like I'm fascinated and I love it. And please tell me more, but also like, let's do it in the best way that we can, you know, I kind of thing. So yeah, it's just one of those weird questions, I guess.
I think it's like one of those ethical things that there really is no right answer.
Yeah. I mean, because like like I said, the grave robbing has been happening since the first tomb was sealed, you know, like thousands and thousands of years ago, people were like, okay.
By Egyptians.
Yeah, by Egyptians who like, well, that's our nobleman. He was buried with a lot of gold and we're really hungry.
And it's just sitting there.
It's just there. No one's ever going to open that again. Let's just, you know, we'll dig a hole here. We'll go in, get it. And you know, so it's not like this is some new thing that's happening. It was just done with such craziness.
Yeah.
Well,
know? And then like all at once too. Yeah. Well, not all at once, but like the craze hit suddenly and it just became all the rage. And so there was no supply
kind of
and demand
oversight. Yeah, and there was no oversight of it.
Yeah.
And I think the attitude of it is like, well, we're white and we're rich, so we're going here and we're taking it and there's nothing you could do about it. We're helping you by being here, giving you money, you know, and it's just like, I hate that whole attitude.
Yeah.
And I think that's what bugs me the most about it.
Yeah.
Because it is fascinating. I would love to learn. If I could go back in time, I would have, you know, actually done archaeology. Even though everybody was like, no, there's no future in that. I'm like, but there is, because people always want to know about the past. So, but yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I might have to go read my Amelia books again. They're just good reads, little mysteries,
cool
adventure. So yeah,
cool story.
Yeah. Oh, you okay there?
What's up, Cake?
Oh, she's jumped up.
Yeah,
well, jumped up.
Yeah.
In her very slow way.
Yeah. Oh well.
So yeah,
I thought she growled, but I think I was just hearing muffled something through my headphones. I don't know. I don't know.
So let's go to Egypt.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
All right.
If you'd like to help fund our trip to Egypt, you
We're
can
gonna
find
have
us
a
on Patreon.
Patreon.com/Jess and Hids. We will maybe open a GoFundMe to take a boat trip up the Nile.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Sure.
Oh, can we watch Death on the Nile again?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
a good
sweet.
one.
When you were talking about Lady Cathcart, like she fell in love, but it quickly went south because he was a gold digger. I thought about the couple in Death
yeah.
on the Nile. I was like,
That's
oh
funny.
my gosh, she had all the money and he was a gold digger.
Yeah. And they planned it
And
all
they
along.
planned it all.
Spoilers.
Oh.
Sorry
Oops.
for,
Yeah.
a movie that came out a few years ago
Several years
based
ago,
on a
many
book
years
that
ago.
came out many years ago. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
I think you should watch the original Death on the Nile with David Suchet. I don't think that's the original. There was one before that, but
I have
that's
not
the
seen
good
that
one. It's good, and we should watch that one.
Okay.
But I actually did like Kenneth Branagh's version of it,
Yeah.
except for one thing that he changed that I don't like. But the rest of it was really great.
Yeah.
I didn't like that the one kid got shot, so because that didn't happen in the book, and I was mad. I was like,
that
no.
was mad. I was trying to remember, like, is that the one where he shaved his mustache off? Because that also
yes,
wasn't.
that
It's
I think that
non-canonical.
was. I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
don't think. Like literally, Poirot's last story, he does shave a mustache, but then he wears a fake mustache, but he's doing it all to catch a bad guy, and he dies in the end.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's called Curtain. If you can't figure it out,
Yeah.
it's called Curtain. Poirot's last story. Like
Okay.
if you can't figure out where this is going, but no, Poirot's not going to shave
Yeah.
for anything
Yeah.
except
I
that.
didn't think so.
Yeah, I was so mad at the end. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What have you done? Calm down, Kenneth Branagh.
But yeah, it's
Anyway.
a good movie.
It's a good movie.
I
I
like
like all of his. That
yeah,
he's done.
all of the three movies that are out.
they take a lot of liberties.
Yeah.
But they're good.
Like the most recent one, the one that happens in Venice,
Yeah.
was based
Nothing
on
like
it was nothing like
the original
yeah.
Halloween Party. I think it's what
Yeah.
Halloween Party.
Yeah.
Literally nothing like the original
Yeah.
story or anything, but good. It was creepy and scary and good.
Oh my goodness, you're so cute.
Is
I'm
she
spreading
helping
out
you
the
spread
cards.
the cards?
Yeah.
Kiersey,
Kiersey has just been snoozing on our desk between us this whole time that we've been recording.
And Tink is in my lap, curled
Aw.
up and adorable, and I don't think I can reach the cards because I can't
here,
move.
let me shove
Okay,
some over
shove
to
some
you.
this way.
You draw from that, I'll draw
Okay.
from this. Okay. Real quick before we draw.
Oh, right.
As I mentioned, if you would like to fund a trip to anywhere really for us, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/JessandHids. If you want to find us anywhere else, just like on social media, just look for Jess and Hids. We'll pop up. We're on Threads and Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, we don't post super frequently. So the absolute best way to stay up to date with all things Jess and Hids is to join our Discord. You can also follow us for free on Patreon, but we would absolutely love it if you became a paid member. You can find the Discord link on our Patreon page. You can also find it on our website, jessandhids.com. Join us. It is free to join our Discord. It's free to follow us on Patreon.
But our patrons get perks.
Our patrons get fun perks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently having a conversation with our patrons about our other podcast, A Tale of Two Kobolds, which is an actual play, a D&D actual play podcast.
I am not privy to this conversation.
You are not.
This is a top secret conversation that I am not allowed to know about. But
because we're discussing. So in A Tale of Two Kobolds, I am the GM for Jess's character, and Jess is the GM for my character. So they are two little kobolds who are trying to find each other after being separated on an adventure. And so the patrons are getting to help us kind of add little things to the story and kind of give little, if I get stuck on something, I go, hey, you guys, what's up? Help me out here.
I need to build my secret Discord channel.
Yes, you do.
For Bang.
Yeah. So we
haven't done that yet.
We have 2 episodes out. So go check us out. Have a listen.
Our next episode will be released on the 1st of June.
They only come out on the 1st of the month, so it's just once a month.
Yeah.
So go check us out. You can get in quick now. We only have 2 episodes, so you can get caught up.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to draw cards.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. I recognize this, but I'm not entirely sure I know anything about it.
Way.
Okay.
Cool.
I guess this is an extra card for me because I wild surged.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't use mine from last time. Oh, well, that's okay. It's always good to have a backup.
It is indeed. Okay, cool. I don't know what this is. I remember writing this card.
I don't remember.
I
guess.
I'll have to look and see.
Another thing that I wanted to mention is an idea that you had. And we've mentioned our desire to have sort of guests on our podcast before.
Oh, yeah.
But earlier, like when we first started mentioning that, we were thinking that they would come in and talk about just something and that would be the whole episode. But then we had this idea that if we ever come across topics that are shorter than we really, want them to be, or not much information on them, we can still do them, but invite a third person, like one of our friends or somebody, a patron or, whoever, to do an episode with us. And we're going to ask them, whoever wants to do it. We haven't actually asked anybody yet, but whoever wants to do it can talk about something that they are passionate about and, spend like 10 or 15 minutes talking about that and telling us about things. And then we'll each have a topic too. So like, it's what we do normally in our podcast, but with a third person added in also talking about a thing.
Yeah. I'm excied for that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be like, so if you want to do this.
If you want to do it, we haven't really figured out if we're just opening this up to patrons only or anyone who wants to.
If you have an idea or you'd like to, give us an email. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
I don't want to know your topic.
Don't tell us your topic. But if you're interested,
if you think it fits the vibe of our podcast, which is pretty much anything, send us an email at jessandhids@gmail.com if you would like to be a guest on our podcast.
I have a few people in mind that I'm gonna send some messages to. So it'll be fun.
Sweet.
So that's something fun that we're going to do in the future.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Okay. Warm Ember.
Warm Ember is our cats and Mexico and painting, watercolor painting on the beach and just the past week and your family.
Aw. You know what? My Warm Ember is probably the same thing. And also the fact that Caitlin texted and said they have a lot of pork from a couple of pigs they had butchered and we're welcome to get some.
Okay, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy about that.
I'm happy.
But yeah, definitely coming home to the pets.
Yeah.
Was a great little Warm Ember.
It was very nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Kiersey is now sitting here and she's got her little paws curled like this and her nose is just resting on her paws.
Aww, she's just so cute. I wish we can take pictures and we could totally anytime we record, we'll take a picture of whatever we're talking about that people can't listen to and post it in our stories.
Okay.
So it'll be like, hey, by the time you listen to this, the story is gone. But if you saw it, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, her little cute little face. Oh my God.
I don't know if that's probably not a good marketing strategy, but here we go.
We can
I think
cat pictures are everything.
Posting pictures of cats is
Definitely. Yeah.
a great way to draw attention to our page.
Right. I mean, I will stop and look at just about any page if there's a cat.
Yes.
I can't help it.
You know what? That will probably boost engagement on all of our socials.
Okay.
So post it to our Instagram and then our Facebook.
Okay. That requires me to log into those again because you usually do that.
You started out doing it.
I know,
don't know
I
what
did.
happened.
I don't know what
and why.
Because I changed computers and I lost the login and now I don't switch around. To
I just
them.
have it set to switch back and forth between. It's on my phone. I do it from my phone.
Let me see if I could. Well, we don't need to do this right now.
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we've only been recording for an hour.
Do you know where I really want to be?
Huh.
I wanted to be if we could have left Mexico Friday and went to San Francisco to the Psych Francisco event.
Aw.
So
And then we would have left that and come to Phoenix and gone to Fan Fusion
next weekend.
Freaking Jamie Bauer's going to be there, and I'm still pissed about it.
So many people are going to be at Fan Fusion. I'm
know.
so mad that we couldn't go this year.
Yeah.
Seriously, so mad.
Yeah.
So annoyed.
Yeah. So, Jamie, if you're listening to this, we're sorry we missed you.
I know. But look what just popped up. That's what the first thing on my
Aw.
Instagram is, the Psych group photo.
Yeah, that would have been fun to do, but
So fun.
alas, we are poor.
I mean, they had the whole everybody. It's
Aw.
everybody.
That is everybody. That looks fun.
I know. Okay. Anyway,
Wrap
it up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for listening.
thank you so much
And
for listening.
If you want, you can give us a good review on any apps. I just recently saw a comment on YouTube. It was on our other podcast, but still, we didn't get notified or anything.
I don't know what to do to get.
But
I might have actually got notifications because
Oh.
I don't always check them because I subscribe to so many channels on our
Yeah.
YouTube
I know.
that it's just hundreds of notifications a day.
I just get notifications.
Oh wow!
from my
Look,
personal
I just went there
YouTube.
and there's the notification of
Oh,
the
yeah.
comment.
So we'll check that
Okay.
more often.
That-
So if
yeah.
you comment on our YouTube videos, we'll know it.
Yeah,
Hopefully, if you comment anywhere else, we'll keep an eye out.
yeah. I'll look.
Yeah, but leave us a good review and
tell your friends about.
tell
us.
your friends about us for sure.
Yep.
We're-
And thank you for listening.
yeah, thank you so much. We will talk to you next time.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.